Hello, welcome back to another week of KARENisms, and I am so excited for today's show. And I have to tell you, I have got to take a moment and tell Jace what a star he is. Jace, come on in.
Hi, Karen. Oh,
Jace, you're amazing. And we talked the other day about walking, and you went out and went walking. Yay! You actually went jogging, but we'll pretend. Yes, just because that's better than walking. Congratulations.
I mean, it's a combination of both. I'll walk, and then if I have the energy, I'll jog. I get tired again, I'll continue walking.
There you go. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Now, you were telling me that you guys are like on tsunami watch there or something. So, are you in a place where you're going to be okay, or
Yeah, it's actually a typhoon.
typhoon? Okay, typhoon, tsunami. I mean, they're the same thing. Okay,
yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I, they're both dangerous still, but
Yeah.
um, my location now is where typhoons actually go through or make landfall. So it's quite scary, but we have it actually at least 10 a year, I would say. So we just
No.
prepare for it. Yeah, we just prepare for it every time, and we just hope that everybody's safe. And yeah, we will stay in our house, and hopefully power will not went out. But yeah.
So you're not going to go walking outside. You're going to do the old walk through the house thing, right?
Yes, yes, we will walk inside the house.
Okay, that is great. Well, this week's topic, I just want you to know, was inspired by you. You're like, okay, now that's kind of scary. No, seriously, this week's topic is choose your friends wisely. And, you got to be around the people that are inspiring and who lift you up. And so I just want to take a moment and tell you thank you for being my friend. And almost broke out into the song from Golden Girls. Thank you for being my friend. Okay, sorry. Um, but seriously, you've got to be a good friend and to have good friends. And if you don't have good friends, then you get in trouble. So you've been an inspiration to me in that aspect. So thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, ever since we've been working together, it's such a pleasure just, doing this and then also getting to be part of a podcast. It's being with you is such like a very inspiring growth for me. And
Oh,
for it's I just also want to say that with regards to like our relationship, it's such in a very early stage, but just for me to say that it's been quite impossible to say actually, because the growth that I had for like the past few months is
yeah.
all like you've been a huge part of it, so thank you very much.
Well, thank you for saying that. And likewise, I feel like I've known you forever and that you've been my little brother forever because I'm way too old. You could be my grandson for that matter. Shh, don't tell anybody I said that. Could be. I've got grandkids older than you. Actually, they're Darwin's grandkids. Did you know I have 30 grandkids and two great grandkids?
Wow.
Now, most of them are Darwin's, and he is 12 years older than I am. So, we'll give credit there. But but yes, I've got grandkids older than you. I've got grandkids that are almost as old as my youngest child. Because they're Darwin's grandkids. Anyway, they're mine too because he and I are a partnership and a pair. That being said, I want to get into today's topic, and that is to choose your friends wisely. It has been proven that throughout time, we are judged by the company we keep. And another thing that's been proven is that our thoughts impact our lives in our day. Well, if you've got friends that are negative, they really, their negativity rubs off on you. You can feel people's energy so many feet away. And if you've got them sitting right next to you, you're absorbing their negative energy. So if you've got some negative friends, you got to reevaluate. Is this a friend I really want to have? Uh, I had several great bosses and several great mentors along the way. But one of my greatest mentors said to me, Karen, you can't hang out at the trash and not smell like garbage. And I went, what? And she said, you've got a couple of friends that you hang out with here at work that you need to rethink the friendship with them. Because the fact that you hang out with them, people are making assumptions about you that I know are not true. And you think about that. If your worst friend is a liar and a thief and does horrible things, people assume you're a liar and a thief and do horrible things too, or at least that you tolerate those, which makes you guilty by association. And you've heard guilty by association. So you want to watch what friends you keep and constantly be looking at them. And if you are trying to find positivity in your life, you're trying to find joy, or, this is another chapter in my book, Living a Positive Life One Moment at a Time. But, it just section number 12 here, choose your friends wisely. Um, it it's proven that our thoughts produce energy waves, and those energy waves attract like energy waves and reinforce them. Okay. So if you're around negative people, you're attracting their negative waves, or their negative waves are hitting you, which now impacts your waves, and your waves go out and grab other waves that are similar. And it just keeps building and building and building. And you think about it, if you're in a really, really dark room, let's say you're in a black room, no windows, just it's pitch black, and somebody comes in the room and shines a flashlight in your eyes, that would be disturbing, and it would be painful, and it would be uncomfortable, and you probably wouldn't like it. Well, that's what happens when we're negative. It's like we're in this black room, and then when we have those flashes of positivity that come along, it's offensive to our negative waves, our negative soul, our negative thoughts. And it's almost as offensive as a flashlight being shown in our eyes after we've been in a black room and pitch dark and can't see. So you want to consider that. Also want to look at your friends. And if you are in the top, 5% of the group, uh, you may want to find a new group. Okay. And it's great to be a big fish in a little ocean. Or my mom used to say, it's great to be a big fish in a little pond, but wouldn't you rather be a little fish in a big pond so that you had room to grow and become bigger? And we have to look at our friendships that way too. Are we joining groups and associations with people that can lift us up instead of us always being the one lifting? Now, that doesn't mean don't lift. You find somebody that you can lift up, lift them up, give them encouragement, share knowledge and information, be their mentor and their coach, but lift them up and build them up. But you also need to join groups where you're not at the top, where you're in the middle or toward the bottom, so that the others can lift you up and you can grow and you can become a better human being and gain more knowledge and more information and have more to share with everybody else. So that is really, really important that you look at those things to do. And now we've had a whole show on crabs in the bucket, but just to paraphrase again, I have a hair sticking in my face. There, got it. Um, a whole show on crabs in the bucket. And this is where if you have one crab in the bucket, it'll crawl out. But if you got two or more, they'll never leave the bucket because the crabs will keep pulling them down. Well, you got to be careful you don't get into buckets of crabs, because you get into buckets of negative people, they will continue to pull you down. And some people actually avoid success because they're afraid of how it will impact their friendships. Because Their friends might get jealous. Their friends might take advantage of them. They might lose their friends. Their friends might think that they think they're better than them. And those things could happen, or maybe they won't. But holding ourselves back out of fear of how people will react is really sad, because you can make new friends. And now this doesn't mean you have to avoid old friends and say, oh, I'm too good for you, back off. It means you've outgrown them for many things. You can still be friends with them. You can still have them over for a barbecue. But when it comes to other activities, you invite in other people and you bring in new activities and new friendships, and you learn new skills. And that's something that is short and sweet for this week. But I want you to remember to choose your friends wisely. You want people who are positive, that will lift you up and will help move you forward. And then remember to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. If you're always on the lookout for new friends, you won't find as many as you will be if you're always on the lookout to be a friend to somebody new. So keep that in mind as well. That being said, I am so glad you joined me this week for KARENisms. Don't forget to join again next Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And join me Wednesdays for Power Surge, again at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. That being said, ciao for now. Mwah. Thank you for watching this episode of KARENisms. If you found anything interesting, entertaining, or useful, please be sure and hit the like button. Now, to find out more about me, my coaching, events, or even resources, go to drkarenperkins.com. Again, that's Dr. Karen, Karen, Perkins, Perkins.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe.